I didn't
Sorry.
arrest anybody. I'm not a police officer.
Look, I just want to get out and go to my mom.
I don't care what you want. I'm going to tell you right now. I don't care what you want. There was a reason I set this bond, and it wasn't just because you got belligerent with me. I'm trying to figure out a way to release you, but I am not giving you a personal bond. You don't deserve a personal bond. You hadn't shown up on the case. You got a prior, and you got multiple felony charges and convictions. So please, don't act like an angel with me.
All right, I refuse to plead then. We'll go to jury.
You want to talk to him?
I do, Your Honor, if I.
We'll put you back in a breakout room. I was looking to reduce the bond. I'm not giving him a personal bond.
Your Honor, do you have a?
I'm not gonna negotiate with anybody here.
Already though, does that
Mr.
matter?
Williamson, I'm talking to your lawyer right now. You are
Okay.
not helping yourself.
Sorry about that.
You don't want to get out. You wanted to get out. Well, maybe you should have thought about that before you started swearing at me.
I didn't mean to swear at you. I apologize. I didn't even know he was in court. My screen was messed up. I'm being honest with you.
Your Honor, if I could have 5 minutes, that's all.
We'll send you in a breakout
All right,
room,
thank you.
okay? And as of now, I have accepted his plea,
I understand, Judge.
okay? Brian Scott Martin, 26F 246 469. Your name? All right, you're charged with drive while license not valid. You have the right, you have a lawyer, you have the right to a lawyer. If you want one, I'll give you one. If you want a lawyer, I'll go ahead and arraign you and I'll send you to the prosecutor. Fair enough? It is alleged that you did on June the 11th of 26 operate a motor vehicle without a valid license that is a misdemeanor punishable by up to 500 fines, 90 days jail, costs, or all those. Do you understand that? You just sign, read, and understand the advice or rights. If you plead guilty, you'll be giving up all those rights, and we're not going to have a hearing or a trial. Do you understand that? You still wish to waive your right to a lawyer? Not guilty, pleas entered. Personal bond 500. We'll take you to the Flat Rock prosecutor. You cannot leave the state without the consent of the court or violate a law. You must appear in court as directed. I'm sure he'll be reasonable with you, and we'll go from there. I still need these guys. You got to remind them, John. They're not having them sign advice or rights. I'm going to have somebody sign the Montez advice or rights, and I will come back. You go out in the hallway, and he'll set you up with the prosecutor. All right, so we have an operating with the presence of drugs, and we have a resist, hinder, and obstruct an officer. Something must have bothered me if I set a bond like I did. But at any rate, he's going to plead guilty to operating while visibly impaired. The prosecutor then will move to dismiss due to the consumption of drugs. The prosecutor will move to dismiss the operating with the presence of drugs and the resist, hinder, and obstruct. True?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you plead guilty here, sir, to that charge of operating while visibly impaired due to the consumption of drugs, the possible penalties are up to 300 fines, 93 days jail, 360 hours community service, court costs are all 4 points. License suspension or revocation in accordance with your record, and your vehicle could be or might have to be immobilized depending upon your record. Do you understand that?
Yes, I do.
You are presumed innocent. They have to prove you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. You have the right to remain silent. You have the right to a trial by court or jury. You have the right to question their witnesses, to bring in your own witnesses, to use the subpoena powers of the court to bring in those witnesses and to testify if you so choose, or remain silent. If you remain silent, the jury would be instructed that they cannot hold that against you. You do, however, have the right to testify also at a trial. If you plead guilty, you're giving up all those rights and you're giving up your constitutional right to a jury trial. Do you understand that?
Yes, I do.
You still wish to plead guilty?
Yes.
To the charge operating while impaired due to the consumption of drugs, how do you plead?
Guilty.
Were you operating a motor vehicle on Telegraph near Ypsilanti and Flat Rock, February 5 of 26 at 1:59 p.m.?
Yes.
Prior to that, did you consume some drugs, including meth and amphetamines? Is that true?
Yes, I stored a lot of.
And you were under the influence of that at the time you were operating the vehicle, correct?
Yes.
Why were you pulled over by the police? What were you doing wrong in your operation of the vehicle? I mean, were you swerving, speeding?
There was an improper lane change, and they had a report from, I believe, the gas station that he was at about a rapid.
All right. And so how did he what did he do then?
He basically pulled out of the gas station and not into the proper lane. You're supposed to pull into the right-hand lane. He pulled into the next lane over. That was one of the reasons of reasonable suspicion. There were other things in the report. There was one other thing in the report that led them to pull him over.
Did you do that, sir? Pull into the wrong lane like your lawyer just described?
Yes, I did.
And counsel, you the toxicology report reflects the presence of these,
Yes, I spoke to Mr. Williamson. I did review the results with him, and he does not contest it.
Are you on probation or parole, Mr. Williamson?
No,
Anybody forced to plead guilty?
no,
Please accept it that impaired due to consumption of drugs. Resistant obstructs dismissed. The OWPD is dismissed. I'm going to refer you for a screening and assessment. Are we going to do this on the 23rd again, Heather?
This one we can do on Tuesday, the 14th.
July 14th at 8:30 in the morning will be your,
Judge, this one's our afternoon docket, so we could do this one at 1 p.m.
at 1 p.m., sir. July the 14th at 1 p.m. So probation is going to be notified. They're going to go on there. They're going to talk to you. And we'll go from there, okay?
okay.
I will be back in court on the 14th.
Good.
You would ask the court to release Mr. Williamson.
Well, something bothered me here.
Yeah.
Your name?
There was if I could explain.
Okay, well, wait a minute. Let me get his name.
Morning, Your Honor.
I don't know if you need to review this or not, but I don't set 40,000. How many priors he have?
I saw it on YouTube. There was a problem, Your Honor, when he was having his arraignment. He could not hear. There was something glitching on his end as far as the Zoom.
I didn't.
Kept seeing other, and he was basically irate about the fact that he couldn't hear the proceedings and that he made some unfortunate comments.
What kind of comments?
I think he used the F-bomb at some.
You didn't do that, did you, Mr. Williamson? You know you're in a courtroom. You're not at a strip club. You know
He
that.
wasn't directing it at you, Judge, but he was.
He wasn't directing it at me. He was talking to me,
I
wasn't he?
understand. He was in your courtroom. and he
Wasn't
said-
directing it at me, though.
I mean, he didn't. I take that back. He used the F-bomb in your courtroom, and that's.
It's not my courtroom, but thank you for the compliment. Listen,
I wasn't present for that, so I'm not aware of any bad behavior by this defendant. I will leave it to the court's discretion regarding
let me see what he's got here. He's got a bad record, huh?
that.
13 years old though. I haven't been in trouble in 13 years in Michigan. I can
You
change my
made
life.
up for it by what you did your first few years as an adult. I'll tell you that.
That's
Did he
true.
get,
But I
I'm
paid
sorry?
for it. I said, that's true. I went to prison for it and everything. I paid
not
for my.
shocked. The system would be a complete failure if you hadn't. Wait 1 second. Let me double check something here. So it's printed on June the 8th. I see. We got the offense date wrong on the CCH. It should be February 5th. Okay. You live on Adams Street, Monroe?
Yes.
You want to say
What kind of bonds conditions did I set? Did I set bond conditions on this, Heather? I should have.
I'm going to look right now, Judge.
Here they are. I was gonna say, I didn't think I'd get that flustered by somebody screaming at me. I got it. All right. Where does he work at?
Your Honor, he is disabled. He has PTSD, and he has not worked in several years.
Is he on disability?
Yes, he's on fixed income SSI. Disability.
And he lives on Adams?
Yes, Your Honor.
Who do you live with on Adams?
I live by myself. My mom lives above me and I take care of her because she's dying right now. I live at 311 Adams and she lives at 311 and a half Adams, right above me in an apartment building. And I pay my own rent and everything, so $725 a month.
What can you post here?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
How much money can you post? I can lower the bond, but I'm not gonna give you a personal bond.
Okay, well, then I'm not going to accept the plea.
I already took your,
I'm not going to accept the plea if you don't let me out. I mean, I just, that's, yeah, I'm not going to accept the plea then. And I just rebuke the plea, and we'll just do the whole time, and then I'll just put you in civil court. Because I believe that you took the.
You want to get
took-
belligerent with me, Mr. Williamson?
I'm not getting belligerent with you, sir. You're getting belligerent with me. I want to get out. And I
Well,
didn't do
good.
it.
I wanted to be the president. Some things don't work out. I'm telling you, don't
Well, then I
start getting
refused. I
crappy with
refused.
me. You
Okay,
got
then
it?
I refuse.
I'm
then I
looking for a
refuse.
way to pull you, get you out of there, but you're not going to
I don't
negotiate.
have any money for bond. I don't have any money for bond, Your Honor. That's all it is. That's the only
We
problem.
can set it for a jury trial in another month if you want. I can do that for you to
That's
keep the
fine.
bond in effect.
That'll be fine. We'll go for a jury trial in a month then. All right. Because you took a blood test from me on the 8th and you arrested me on the 5th.
Good morning, Your Honor. Peter Renaud, P78413, MIDC counsel. Your Honor, I tried.
Sir, your name again? You have to unmute. State your name. You have to unmute and state your name.
All right. Robert Eugene Williamson III.
Okay, go ahead.
Unfortunately, there's been a breakdown in the attorney-client relationship. I was not able to get through to Mr. Williamson about some of the points of law regarding his case, and at some point he said that he would prefer to represent himself going forward. So I would ask the court to withdraw.
I want you to know, Mr. Williamson, there's no basis in law to plead guilty to something. And that before we go on, just relax. Just relax. Listen to what I'm going to tell you so you don't hurt yourself further. There's no basis in law to tender a guilty plea. Ask your lawyer to file a motion or orally argue a motion to reduce the bond. Have the judge deny it and then say you want to withdraw your plea. That's just not how the system's going to work. Now, I'll be glad to let you file a motion to withdraw your plea if you choose to represent yourself. I'd strongly advise you against discharging Mr. Granada. Sometimes lawyers are a little bit like doctors. They have to tell people, clients, or in doctors' cases, patients, things that they don't want to hear. But see, you don't have any schooling in this. You're making a big mistake if you choose to discharge him.
I don't
I'm
want to
telling
discharge.
you, you're just listen to what I'm going to tell you. I was reminded as to how vile your conduct was on the break. That being said, I'm talking about the arraignment. That being said, I'm going to overlook that. I'm going to be a lot more fair with you than you have with the system, not with me. Not with me. I don't know why you're so angry with the system. There's no basis for you to be angry with the system. If you were convicted of all these felonies, well, then you committed them, period, plain simple. So if you want to discharge Mr. Granada, you want to have that conversation, that's fine. You can move.
I don't want to discharge Mr. Granada.
Your Honor.
I just can't afford bond. That's all.
Mr. Williamson. It's a different conversation. That's a different conversation. You don't get to decide what the bond is. You should have thought about that when you were throwing around F-bombs at the time of the arraignment, and when you didn't show up on this case, and when you accumulated a record.
Well, I would like to go to trial. Is that okay?
Well, unfortunately, I have accepted your guilty plea already. And now you're going to have to find a legal basis to ask me to set aside the plea.
Okay,
And I'll
the
be
legal
happy
basis.
to entertain
I can
that.
do that now. The legal basis is that he told me that I would get time served today if I accepted the plea. And that's not the case.
Hang on a second.
Your Honor, I explained that because it was a drug-related case, that he had to report to probation. And that this wasn't over until after that interview had taken place and at the sentencing hearing.
Mr. Granada's been around. I don't believe he would tell you that. Okay? He didn't tell you were getting time served because he knows, and I know, and anybody who's been out of law school for a day knows, I have to, by law, order a screening and assessment on a drug or drunk driving. It's not my rules. You can argue with this legislature if you want to. So he would never have told you that.
I did explain to Mr. Williamson
Well, it
that.
should be on video. If you look at the video, you see I'm telling the truth.
Mr. Williamson,
I did explain to Mr. Williamson that in your discretion, that you would be able to,
reduce the bond if I wanted to.
well, that you would be, when it came to the penalty phase,
Of course I could.
that you could give
Of
him.
course I will. It's not discretion. Of course I will give him credit for every day served. Doesn't mean that's going to be the extent of the sentence. It doesn't mean it won't be the extent of the sentence. So I'm trying to tell you here, I have, and by the way, I was trying to help you. I
Okay.
was not, even though you acted like a child who has an anger problem when you were at the arraignment in Flat Rock, I was reminded by my staff. And I mean, you ought to be embarrassed for yourself. But even though that occurred, I'm still going to be fair with you. But I'm not going to bend over and let you change the rules or dictate to me or dictate to the system how the system's going to handle the case. It's not happening. Now,
Okay.
I accepted your plea.
Okay.
Period.
Okay.
I'm going to order a screening and assessment.
Okay.
Probation's going to come in here and interview. I will give you an early sentencing date when Mr. Granata is here. If you choose to move to withdraw the plea in the meantime, I will be happy to entertain that, but you're going to have to do it in writing through your lawyer. If you want me to discharge Mr. Granata and you want to draft the pleading, which I would find to be a complete impossibility for you to do on your own, I'll entertain that motion verbally right now. He told me he wanted to withdraw. He thought there was a breakdown. You said you don't want him to withdraw. Do you or don't you want him to withdraw?
No, I don't.
Okay. So I will give you an early sentencing date.
Okay.
I will, on my own accord, reduce the bond, not from a 40,000, 10% to a personal. I will reduce it, whether he can post it or not, to 10,000, 10% post, 10,000, 10% bond. So if you can come up with $1,000, you will be released. Otherwise, you'll appear for a sentencing date, and we're going to do it soon. So
Okay.
I will be a lot more fair with you than you have been with the system. You're good with that, right?
I'm good with that.
Because if I wasn't going to be more fair with you than you have been with the sentencing, I'd keep the bond in effect and I'd set your sentencing for the end of August. I'm not going to do that, no matter how belligerent or no matter how belligerent you are or some other defendants that hate the country are. Okay. And you're
Okay.
threatening to sue and all this stuff. Feel free.
Thank you.
Feel free. Give me an early sentencing date. The
Thank you
earliest
for your
can give me.
generosity.
Okay, Judge. So it doesn't need to be on a flat rock day, correct?
No, there was no accident here. I could do this early next week.
Is Mr.
Granata's
Granata
available.
here on Thursday, on the 2nd?
What's that?
Mr. Granata, are you here on July 2nd?
Why don't we try to move it to Tuesday
Oh, yeah.
or Wednesday?
Oh, Tuesday, okay. I don't think we have Mr. Granata here though, do we?
Let me check. I'm looking at my calendar right now.
I'm looking at the calendar too, July. I don't have you Tuesday. I don't have you on Tuesday or Monday. The soonest I'm seeing you on the calendar is Thursday, the 2nd.
Yeah, that's what I'm showing. Thursday the 2nd is my next time before the. I do have,
You have subsidiary?
I think coming on the 29th or the 3rd.
Can you do it the 30th by Zoom? Can we get in trouble with MIDC by having him do that one
Hopefully
case?
there's no overlap. I'm in 34th from 8 to 11, so if we could do it after 11, then I'm good.
I don't have a problem with that. Can you be here by 11:30, do you think, or not?
From Romulus?
Or do you want to do it at 1?
Can we do it at 1?
At 1 o'clock, June 30th is when I'll send you. You're going to wait and probation's going to come and talk to you. If you somehow post your $1,000, you'll be released. And anyway, your sentencing will be Tuesday at 1 o'clock. Good luck.
Thank you.
Bonds
Thank you.
continue. Thank you.
I'll put
Becky
you in
and
a break.
Montez.
Mr. Williamson, you have to wait. I gotta put you in a breakout room. You're gonna meet with probation.
I have
All right.
I gotta get
appreciate
these
that.
signed, the advice of rights for some reason are not getting signed today. Maybe they've happened out of Rockwood, but I had to hand her this one.
Sorry if this has any negative effect on the plaintiff. I didn't mean to cause any harm or stress of any kind to the plaintiff. Thank you, John.
I think what bothers me is that she made an initial report in January and you still kept contacting her, and she goes back at the end of March. She blocked you, according to her, from her phone. And then she's saying you use burner phones or different numbers to contact. She said you contacted her 200 times. They got you on a Ring camera, banging on her door. Now, she says this is after she told you to stop contact. So, I mean, I have some real concerns when I read this report, the pre-sentence and the police report today. I mean, I give you credit. You've been law abiding. You granted an honorable discharge from the Army, correct?
The Air Force, sorry, yes.
The Air Force, I'm sorry. But you're jeopardizing what you have going on here by continuing to contact her. I mean, you got a pretty good job. You're gonna have a pension over there, I'm sure.
Yes.
And I don't expect you to contact her at all. And some of these are scary. She described it as scary, but when you're saying, when she's telling me, or telling the police at least, not telling me, but in this, where'd she say, according to Susan Bryan, has left messages advising her that he is admirer of Hurock Park, which he knows Susan frequents. She sought therapy over the situation. Her email here does not appear to be vindictive to me in any way. I mean, my hope is not simply for punishment. I'm paraphrasing. I hope Brian receives the help, support through therapy he so much needs to address these issues. I'm not the first woman he's followed and harassed. I hope that this serves as a meaningful lesson and an opportunity for personal growth and positive change. My sincere hope is that Brian learns from this situation, heals and makes better choices and won't repeat this behavior toward another woman. So she sure doesn't sound vindictive to me. This isn't the situation that I see sometimes where a couple is divorcing and neither one of them feel that the other one deserves to breathe air on the planet. It doesn't seem like that's the case here. So I'm just telling you, I have real concerns here. I'm not going to order a GPS tether. I don't have any proof to substantiate that you were charged in other cases and convicted in other cases involving the same or similar type behavior. But I just want you to know, I'm not going to come across as threatening you, but if I find out there's any contact here, you're not going to like what I'm going to do. I'm going to place you on probation for a period of 12 months. You cannot leave the state without the consent of the court. You cannot violate any law or ordinance. If you change your address, place of employment, or home telephone number, you must notify probation. You have to report as direct. I'm going to order that you not have any contact with Susan Sherbrick. You cannot write, phone, see, text, email, or communicate with her or have anybody else do any of those things for you or on your behalf.
Sir.
In order that you not possess any firearms or dangerous weapons. People in the military in the past usually have them. I'm going to order you surrender them to the Flat Rock Police Department. No firearms.
I
Hang on.
surrendered them to someone else.
Who?
And I've met Carla before.
What's that?
I've met Carla before. She's been in my office. That's who you surrendered the guns to?
Yes.
She has, do you want her to come up here and swear to that?
Where does she live? Where does she live, sir? Mr. Crane, does she live with you?
No.
Are you friends?
Yes.
How close to your house is she?
Mark.
Wherever you want, Judge.
Yeah, I'm going to have you surrender him to the Flat Rock Police Department. Surrender to the Flat Rock Police Department. Make sure you call over there and tell him that's what I'm going to order. If you would please, Heather, or whoever's done, surrendered by end of day. And I want them to hold them during the pendency of this case. I'm in order that you serve 5 days on the court work program. There's a $35 a day charge for that for a total of $175. $100 fine, $100 cost, $75 victim's rights fee, $50 justice assessment, 3 1/4, screening fee 60 for 385, probation fees are 240 for 625. The total here with the court work program fees is $800. If you violate your probation, you could be revoked, you could be incarcerated for 90 days, you have 21 days to appeal, 14 days to apply for a court-appointed lawyer for purposes of appeal. I mean, I have to tell you, I actually contemplated ordering a GPS tether here. I don't want you being near that lady. If you're in the store, as an example, at Meyer and you see her there, you're to leave your cart right where it is and you're to walk out of the store. If you see her at Hurock Park, you're to leave your cart there, or I'm sorry, you're to leave there immediately. So no contact at all with Miss Sherbrooke, and you're not to go within. You don't live in a location within 2 miles of her, do you?
No, sir.
You're not to go within 2 miles of the victim's residence. I'm not going to order a tether of the victim's residence or place of employment. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
We'll give you a review hearing date if you're compliant. You don't have to show up, counsel. He can just come and the case would be dismissed. If you're not compliant, you better hire your lawyer. You did a good job for you. Give me a date, if you would, Heather, in 12 months, so we can go early June, late May of 27.
Okay, that will be June 24th.
June 24th of 27 at 8:30 in the morning. And sir, can you pay all of this today or do you need some time?
I need some time.
How much do you have today?
Okay.
All right, we'll pay 500 today. I'll just let you pay $100 bi-weekly, and I'll start that beginning on July the 13th. Is that good? If you don't have the money at any point, no problem. Don't be alarmed. Call the court. We'll go on Zoom, or you can walk in here on or before the due date, 8:30. Be glad to give you an extension. Just don't ignore me, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, best of luck. Thanks,
Good
counsel.
to see you, Judge. I just want to state something for him. When you go to I always place this on the record, when you go to the police station,
The gun should be unloaded too.
in the trunk, what I tell them is go in, they come out.
Right, exactly.
That's right.
So that's what I'm, so apprise them. Tell me when you're gonna go. You gonna go today?
Yes, sir.
What time about?
Well, I live in Belleville, so
So tell him he'll be there around 1. Is that good?
1 o'clock today.
yes.
Or earlier or later?
One's fine.
1 o'clock. Tell them about 1, Heather, that Mr. Crane will be there and he's not gonna have any guns. He's not gonna bring them in. He's gonna go in and tell them. They're gonna come out and they're gonna confiscate the guns. Thank you very much. Have a good day.
Thanks, man. That's good to
Thanks,
see you.
counsel. And you'll meet with probation before you leave here. Alexis Smith, 26F2648078.
Good morning, Your Honor. I'm Vera representing Alexis Smith.
Okay, good morning. Were you here at the initial hearing?
Yes,
Okay. Your name, ma'am?
Alexis Smith.
All right. She still hasn't taken care of this case out of Dearborn. Why not?
I don't know.
You got a case out of Dearborn.
Yeah.
It's a civil infraction from 2015.
Okay.
Let me just check something here. I want to
Okay.
double check and make sure that's her.
They did meet with the prosecutor and we didn't flag any issues.
Well, no, because this was issued long before this case. But at any rate, I'm going to ask you to raise your right hand, Ms. Smith. You solemnly swear affirm under the penalties of perjury that the testimony you give in these proceedings will be the whole true self you got.
Yeah.
All right, since you were in court on this back when I sentenced you on April 2nd, 26, have you been arrested?
No,
Any new charges?
No.
Any contact with the police?
No.
Okay. I don't want to, were you born in, yes, that is you. They're born. She should take care of that. Case dismissed, motion to prosecutor. She's compliant. And that is in 19th District Court in Dearborn, okay? So you should go there today. Good luck. We're all set. Have a good day. Thank you. Case dismissed. Gracie Sutton. Gracie Lynn Sutton, 26R 514740. Your name? How you doing? You met with the detective Mercure, and you were going to plead responsible to impeding traffic. Is that true?
Yes.
All right, to that charge. So the charge you with driving without due care and caution, you drove around a police vehicle? Where there was a car fire, is that right? You gotta be careful. To the charge impeding, responsible or not responsible? 0 points, won't go on your record. You plead responsible and not responsible. All right, I'm gonna dismiss the original charge, $185. Cash your end of the hall to your right, okay? Have a good day. Mike Hicks. Is Michael Hicks, Judge Hessens, or mine? Heather? And I want to get this gentleman out of here.
I'm sorry, Judge, which one are you looking for?
Michael Hicks, 26F246193. Can you just check that out? Sir, wait 1 second. People against Anaya.
She's on the phone. I
Kenyatta-
looked. That is Judge Heston's case. I don't know how it got on your docket.
Hang on with us. Give me 1 second. Anaya Kenyatta Greer. What do you
Yes,
have,
I'm here.
counsel? 25F244382. What do you have?
This Caldwell?
All right, we'll search that one out. Where is Ms. Greer?
I'm here.
Oh, I'm sorry. Your name?
You're fine. Anaya Greer.
Hey, what's going on? This case
Um,
was taken under section 771.1. That was back in October of 25 when I took the plea. I sent you October 16th of 25. All right, I never revoked her status. Raise your right hand, ma'am. You solemnly swear or affirm, I need to see it, please, that the testimony you'll give in these proceedings will be the whole true self you got.
Yes.
Since you were in court when I sentenced you, have you been arrested?
No.
Any new charges?
No.
Any contact with the police?
No.
Case dismissed. Congratulations. Motion to prosecutor. You're all set. Best of
Thank
luck.
you.
We'll send you the discharge paperwork.
Perfect. Thank you.
Did you grab his, John? Do you have this lawyer's file?
It's up there.
Which one is it? Caldwell. Heather Barbara Maureen Caldwell, 26R514547. All right, good morning, counsel.
Good morning, Judge. My name is Ali Mahmood. My P number is 73076. I have Ms. Caldwell and Fetish. All right, I represent her. Please state your name for the record.
Heather, okay.
All right, so she was arraigned on June the 11th. You pre-tried this today. She's going to plead guilty to operating while impaired, and the super drunk or operating while intoxicated high BAC will be dismissed. True?
No contest.
Why, was there an accident?
Lack of memory.
Would she blow on the breathalyzer or blood?
Blood was 0.19, I believe.
No accident?
It wasn't.
Oh, there was an accident.
Yes.
Was somebody hurt?
No,
Was it a one car accident or multiple?
one car.
Was anybody in her car with her?
No. Nobody was in the vehicle. She crashed into a railroad track.
You don't remember doing that? Okay. All right. So, I mean, I don't mind doing these when there's an accident and there's possibility of civil litigation. I mean, if I get in the habit of taking everybody lack of memory, no contest on a 0.19 or higher, I'm going to have everybody coming up here and wanting to plead guilty. If you tell me as an officer of the court to talk to her and she clearly doesn't remember, I'm going to go ahead and take that no contest plea. Is that what you're telling me?
Yes, Judge.
Okay, good enough.
They had to get a blood draw because, I mean, she was.
Okay, good enough. So, ma'am, if you plead no contest, it has the same effect as a guilty plea. So if you plead no contest to operating while impaired, possible penalties are up to 300 fines, 93 days jail, 360 hours community service. Court costs are all 4 points. License suspension or revocation in accordance with your record, and your vehicle could be or might have to be immobilized depending upon your record. You understand all of that?
Yeah.
She didn't sign this advice of rights today. I'm gonna need her to do that.
Yes, sir.
Take your time. Heather, who's in the waiting room there?
I'm not sure, Judge, if we could get them to identify.
Name, please. You have to unmute and tell me your name.
Robert Williamson.
Robert Williams. What is he here for, Heather?
He is here for a pretrial today.
Did we set him up with a lawyer before?
He did have Granada before.
So who's our lawyer today? Is it Mr. Granada?
Yes.
Mr.
Yes, I will
Granada.
get him in a breakout room.
Perfect. Thank you. I just don't want the county having to wait for us. City, you mark that people's one. Counsel, do you stipulate that the clerk can use the police report to establish a factual basis?
I give you.
Ma'am, have you now signed, read, and understood the advice of rights?
Yeah.
If you plead no contest, you understand you're giving up all these rights and we're not going to have a hearing or a trial. Do you understand that? All right. To the charge, operating while impaired, how do you wish to plead? I can't.
No one.
Okay, I've had the report marked Peoples 1. I'm going to review it. As soon as I get that marked in, just to establish a factual basis. All right, based upon my review of the report, I find there's a factual basis for the plea. Ma'am, are you on probation or parole right now? Anybody force you to plead no contest? This is not on her. You never got printed on this, did you? No, I'm going to accept your plea of no contest. I'm going to dismiss the super drunk charge. I'm going to set new bond conditions. Heather, you need to print out an order for prints. Judge Kirsten was here in my stead and he ordered no alcohol, marijuana, or illegal drugs. And I'm going to continue that. I also do want you to go at this point to AANA. You are 26. Is that true? 36.
35.
35. Okay, sorry about that. I want you going AANA at least one time a week. No alcohol, no marijuana, no illegal drugs. You cannot leave the state, cannot violate a law. You must appear in court as directed, okay? You also have to go over to the Rockwood Police Department to get fingerprinted and photographed by 1 p.m. today, okay? By 1 p.m. today. Today, June the 25th, 1 p.m. You have to go over there to get printed and photographed. We're going to send them an order that I'm going to sign. She's going to print out. And I'm ordering a screening and assessment. So here's what you're going to do. We're going to give you a sentence date. We're going to make sure it's good with you and your lawyer. And then you're going to go down the hall, get your sentencing date. You'll go across the hall to probation to fill out a question and be interviewed. And then you're going to go over to Rockwood to get printed and photographed. Okay? They're requesting cost of recovery of $250. This was a blood draw. I don't usually do that. I'm going to give $225 is all. I mean, I capped those at $150 on a breath and $225 on a blood. So recognize there's more time involved. Do you have any questions, ma'am? Counsel, anything else right now?
No, Judge, thank you.
Let's give you the sentence date and make sure you're good.
July 23rd at 8:30.
Is that good with you?
Yes, sir.
Okay, July 23rd at 8:30 in the morning will be your sentencing date, ma'am. All right, so go down the hall, get your paper notice, and we're gonna give you a copy of the bond sheet as well. And then you go over, fill out your questionnaire, and then go over to Rockwood, okay? Nice having you here, counsel. Have a good day. Thank you. Skinner, Chrissy Eileen Skinner. 25W836721A and 25B147863. Good morning. You're charged with failure to pay $362 on the 863 case. You're charged with failure to pay $249 on the 836-721A case. I'm going to arraign you on these. You also, it appears, have a clearance fee you have to pay on the no proof case. You're charged with is it fair to pay $249 or at this point is it $284, Heather?
$249, Judge.
You're charged with failure to pay $249. If I find you could have paid and didn't, you forget 60 days. Do you understand that? You're also charged on the civil infraction with failure to pay $282, is it? Or is it $317?
It is 317, 362 with the clearance.
So I'm going to bring you for failure to pay $317. You could get 32 days. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Did you sign an advice of rights form here today?
I had enough. I just walked in here willingly.
You're presumed innocent. They have to prove you guilty by a preponderance of the evidence. You have the right to question your witnesses, to bring in your own witnesses, to use the subpoena powers of the court to bring in those witnesses. If you plead guilty, you'll be giving up all those rights, and we're not going to have a hearing. Do you understand that?
I do.
You have the right to a lawyer. I'd be glad to give you one at public expense if you want one. Would you like one?
Sure, yes.
Where have you been? Why didn't you come and talk to me like I told you to?
Don't live out here anymore.
I don't care. We got Zoom. You see all these people on Zoom?
I do. I patiently, I was okay to wait till last minute, or not last minute, but glad to see you today if needed, but.
What do you mean?
I don't live out here anymore. I got in a better situation.
Where do you live?
I live out in Northville now.
All right. Well, you don't live in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. I mean, come on.
I understand. I got out of a bad relationship. I got my head out of my butt and got a better job and.
You got to take care of obligations here, young lady. And it agitates me because I tell everybody, if you don't have the money to come and talk to me and you couldn't even give us the courtesy of a phone call and a Zoom call, I'll give you a lawyer. You get with the lawyer and we'll go from there, okay?
Okay, thank you.
I'm entering a not guilty for the record. Munoz, you can go right out in the hallway. Munoz. Joshua John Munoz. See on
He's on
Zoom?
Zoom.
14B108400. B and A. So I'm supposed to. Your name?
Joshua John Munoz,
Where do you live, Mr. Munoz?
in Farwell, Michigan, sir.
I thought so. I remember this case. Because you know why I remember the case? Because it was so old. Because it was so old. It was a 2014 case. I'd like to go back to 2014 for at least a day or two. And I gave you time to pay, and I told you to call me if you didn't have the money. You call me and talk to me about not having the money, or are you just showing up today and saying, hey, let's start over?
No, I'm not saying let's start over, sir.
Well, what are you doing? I mean, I need to know what you're doing. You owe $270 on this, allowing an unlicensed driver to drive. You didn't show up 11 years. You got a break. And then you owe on the other case $240. And you're late on these. And I told you what to do if you didn't have the money.
Your Honor, I had the $30 a month. I was under the impression that I could take the $30 a month and split it between the two tickets. And I don't know if the court recognized that I was going to be doing that because I believe that we
I
had.
said pay 30. Here's what I told you to do. On December 18 of 25, I said pay 30 per month beginning January 10. And then on the 14B 108 400B, count 2, the allowing the licensed driver to drive, I said pay 30 per month after fines costs paid on the A file, which is the civil infraction. Do our records reflect something differently, Heather?
Judge, it does. It looks like because he was paying on the web, so he's splitting his payments and doing 15 on each case. So it does, instead of doing it on one case, he was doing 15
Be up
on
to date? Would he be up? It's fine. Would he be up to date if he was doing that?
His last payment was done, April 20th.
So this is June. How are you supporting yourself? I don't remember that. I remember that you didn't have a lot of money, which is why I went out of my way here.
I currently get Social Security disability. I get $728 a month, and it's very hard to try to survive
Do
on that.
community service, Mr. Muniz, instead of this.
I really can't, Your Honor, because I just got diagnosed with cancer. I told you this was the last hearing, and I go in for surgery on July 23rd to have part of my foot removed, and they're going to take the cancer out. I'm not sure if I have to do chemo or radiation yet either.
Boy, I'm sorry to hear that.
Thank you, Your Honor. I do have $50 today on a debit card that I can please the court, hopefully, with a $50 payment. And I am so sorry for not allocating my money correctly and not paying you on
About
time.
the fact that you were paying 15 each. That was an internal error. I will take responsibility for not being better at explaining to you. Here's what I'm going to do. I remember you had problems. I remember you had health problems now that you mentioned. I didn't remember that when I first saw you. You pay $50 today on 14B 108400B. I believe what you're telling me. I'm going to waive the rest of the fines on these, Heather. I don't see any reason to beat you down with this either. I'd rather you concentrate on your health.
Thank you, Your Honor.
I'll waive the fines and costs. You pay that on the B file, we're done. Okay, I'll waive the rest. Now, Heather, due to the circumstances, I don't think they like me doing this, but I'm going to waive the clearance fee too. So
Okay,
we're going to send you we're going to send the notice to the Secretary of State. So this suspension will be, which one did he have a clearance fee on again?
It looks like the B file has one. Actually, both files, Judge. I stand
We're
corrected.
going to waive the clearance fees on these.
Thank you, Your Honor.
So, we're going to send you your clearances on these two. I don't know what your record looks like. Says you got a valid license. Why could he have a valid license? Or how could he if he had suspensions? But you got a valid license now, Mr. Muniz?
Yes, sir.
All right, well, good. That's what we're going to do. I'll go ahead and do that for you. I sincerely wish you well. Good luck. Take care of yourself, and I wish you well in recovering, okay? Best of luck to you. You're
Thank you,
welcome.
Your Honor. God bless.
Paul, did I take Jan D. Paul? Jan D. Powell, 26R514722. I'm sorry, Ms. Julie Powell. I haven't had the pleasure here a lot, and I didn't remember that you were the lawyer on this. My apologies.
No problem whatsoever, Your Honor. Julie Powell, P62448, appearing on behalf of the defendant, Jandy Powell, who's president of the court to my left.
Your name, ma'am?
Jandy Powell.
All right, so that you negotiated this. This is going to be a plea to operating while impaired. The OWI super drunk charge will be dismissed. True?
Right.
If you plead to that, Ms. Powell, possible penalties are up to 300 fines, 93 days jail, 360 hours community service. Court costs are all those 4 points. License suspension or revocation in accordance with your record. And your vehicle could be, or I might have to be immobilized depending upon your record. You understand that? And okay. Would you call over to Mr. Pellin, John, and tell him I need to make sure that these guys are signing advice of rights? I can't just rely on the previous one. Would you, counsel, would you have your client execute the advice of rights again, please?
I would, Your Honor. And I would indicate that I did discuss, her advice of rights with her.
Okay.
As well as, factual basis for the police. She'll be reading about.
Okay, no problem. Take your time in reading that. We're going to wait right here, okay? You don't need to put in your address or anything.
Yes. Thanks.
All right. Have you now had an opportunity to go over those rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
You've read them?
Yes,
You
sir.
understand them?
I do.
You understand if you plead guilty, you're giving up all those rights and we're not going to have a hearing or a trial?
Yes, sir.
All right. To the charge of operating while visibly impaired, how do you wish to plead?
Guilty?
Were you operating a motor vehicle on May the 2nd of 26 at 9:08 p.m. at or near 32823 4th Street in the city of Rockford?
Yes, sir.
What business is that?
It's a Dollar General?
And did you drink alcohol prior to operating that vehicle?
Yes, sir.
What and how much?
I'm
How much?
not sure, sir.
Well, were you drinking at a bar? Were you drinking at home?
Actually, in the parking lot of the Dollar General.
Okay. And was your ability to operate, did the police just come on the scene then and see?
Sorry to interrupt you. A woman was concerned. Sorry, I was asleep in the car, but I didn't want to drive. I'm only like 2 miles from there. And I was gonna have my boyfriend come pick me up, but she was concerned about me, so she called the police.
And you were, at the time, was the vehicle running?
No, it was not.
You s-
Your Honor, if I may, when the police arrived at the scene, did we attempting to drive the vehicle out of the parking lot?
Yes, then.
Okay. And ultimately you were arrested and transported to the police station, true?
Correct.
Was this a blood draw or breathalyzer?
Breathalyzer.
And were the results, counsel?
I believe it was 0.18 and 0.19, Your Honor.
All right, you stipulate that those were accurate readings for purposes of the plea?
I do, Your Honor.
Ma'am, are you on probation or parole?
No, sir.
Anybody force you to plead guilty to operating while impaired?
No, Your Honor.
I'll accept the plea. I'm going to dismiss the super drunk, refer you for a screening and assessment. And we'll give you a sentence date. Has she been going to AA one time per week?
And no. Like a fireman done that whole.
Wait a minute. Did I not order you to go once a week? May 28th?
I didn't know I was supposed to start that till the sentencing.
We didn't even have a conviction. You were supposed to start.
I found one in the church right by my house that
You got to get going. You were supposed to start that day.
wasn't aware of that, Your Honor.
Am I doing that bad where I'm not conveying that adequately? Give me a sentencing date, Heather, please.
July 23rd at 8:30.
Is that good with you, counsel?
It is, Your Honor.
What is the relationship between you two?
The defendant is my sister.
Okay, okay. All right. Good luck. We'll see you here. You're gonna go down the hall, get your notice, and then you're going over to probation where you're gonna fill out a questionnaire and be interviewed, okay?
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you very much. Good luck. Michael Darrell Hicks.
Yes, sir.
I'll just take it, John, Heather. 26F246-193. So I'll just, is this Judge Hessen's Flat Rock docket? Come on up here, sir.
Thank you, sir.
I'll cover that with them in a second. And I'm gonna need Mr. Granata to tell me the case he's on there. Tell John, would you, Mr. Granata? You're charged with driving on suspended. You have the right to an attorney. If you want one, I will provide you with one. Would you like one?
Yes, sir.
All right, we're gonna give you a lawyer. I'll just take this one. It's my Flat Rock docket today, isn't it, Lisa and Heather? You're all set.
Yes, Judge, this is Judge Hessen's.
I know. Whose Flat Rock docket is it?
It is hers, or I'm sorry, it's ours today. I'm sorry, ours. Flat Rock docket
I'll
today.
just handle this case, unless you want to go to Judge Hessen. If you do, you're not going to hurt my feelings.
Oh, no, Judge.
Okay.
I also wanted to say, I do believe I thought I had reinstated my license.
Okay, you tell your lawyer that.
Okay,
Okay?
okay, thank you.
Go right outside the prosecutor's room there, and we'll bring this out and we'll give you a lawyer.
Thank
Okay?
you so much.
Thank
Have a
you.
great day, sir.
Brian, which one do you have?
Mr. Williamson and Ms. Montez.
Robert Eugene Williamson, 26F 245-827 A and B. Did you sign the advice of rights now, Ms. Montez? John, you gave it to her, right?
It's also on the back of the plea forms, Judge.
Yeah, I know.
I went over with verbally.
When they check in at the front,
But not when there's a pretrial. When there's a pretrial, they don't have to sign an advice of rights unless there's a plea. So do you have that in front of you right now, Ms. Montez?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I asked him to give it to you. Did you read that yet? Is that a yes? Is that a yes?
Yes.
You can't speak with mhms or ahs, okay?
Yes.
You sure you read it?
Yes.
I'm gonna call the case, and then everybody, and you have to remember, you can't or nod your head. Rebecca Ann Montez, 26F 246-402. Your name, ma'am?
Rebecca Montez.
Peter Bernard, P78413, MIDC counsel for this matter.
Now, you can hand up the advice of right. I don't remember what the plea was. Okay, so there's been a resolution reached, right, Mr.
Yes, sir.
Banana? And what are the terms of that?
Your Honor, Ms. Montez is going to plead guilty to personal responsibility under the delayed sentencing 771.1.
Is that what you want to do?
Yes, sir.
If you plead guilty here, possible penalties are up to 500 fines, 90 days jail. Costs are all those. I'll take it under section 771.1. I'll set terms and conditions, and if you're compliant, I'll dismiss your case. Understand that?
Yes, right.
Did you sign, read, and understand the advice of rights?
Yes.
And the prosecutor will actually be the one to move to dismiss. You understand that?
Yes.
You understand if you plead guilty, you're giving up all the rights and there's not going to be a trial?
Yes.
Do you have any questions for me before I ask you how you plead?
No.
To the charge violation of parental responsibility law, how do you plead? Did you allow a driver to operate a motor vehicle that was unlicensed on Atlantis 29867 Atlantis Drive in Flat Rock on May 26th of 26?
Yes, Your Honor.
Was that your child?
Yes.
And he's 15?
Yes.
Is it a he or she?
He.
Were you in the car?
No.
You let him drive the car without anybody? Who was in the car?
Your Honor, if I may, because the parents weren't home, he found the keys and took the car and.
How can she be convicted of allowing an unlicensed driver?
They can't.
Ma'am,
Driving the car.
ma'am.
Sorry.
Your Honor, he did not
Hang
have,
on a second. Had your son ever driven that car in the past?
No.
Did you give him permission to operate the motor vehicle on that day?
No.
Did you know that he was going to drive the motor vehicle on that day?
No.
How can they prove their case if she didn't know him?
Your Honor, they have, the police officers have a video from one of the people he was playing basketball with of that vehicle in that parking lot. And there would be no other explanation to how it got there other than he drove it there.
Yeah, but what if he grabbed the keys? If what she's telling me is true, I mean, I suppose she could file a complaint against her son for theft of the automobile.
Your Honor, if I could tell you a little bit about him, this has never happened.
No, you don't have to tell me. I don't have a factual basis for a plea here. She has to knowingly allow somebody to operate that motor vehicle. I'm not saying what she's telling me, by the way, Ms. Montez. I'm not saying that you're not guilty of this offense. So let me be clear about this. I can only accept a guilty plea if somebody's telling me facts that can lead me or any other judge to reasonably conclude that you're guilty of the offense as charged. Now, some people want to come and tell me that they were in Tuscaloosa or wherever else at the time of the offense, and maybe they were, maybe they weren't. But if don't take me as saying I'm going to find you not guilty by virtue of this conversation. I'm only telling you and your lawyer that based upon the words that are exiting your mouth, there is not enough for me to be able to establish that you knowingly allowed your son to operate the motor vehicle. Now, I know what I would do if it was my son that if I had a 15-year-old at the time that took my car, he'd only be in the house for about 2 months. You'd only be writing about 50,000 times. I will never take a motor vehicle that belongs to my mother or father without my permission. That's what my dad used to do to me. I used to think it was ridiculous, but really it wasn't. So if this was not like that, but
Your
I'm
Honor,
just
this is
telling
the,
you,
this
you
is the
guys-
prosecutor.
What's that?
Your Honor, this is Roger Keeley on behalf of the City of Flat Rock. This is not an allowing an unlicensed driver to drive case. It's a parental responsibility case, failure to supervise.
Well, wait a second. It's still, you want to come in here? I can't
Sure.
convict somebody of any criminal offense. I'm only reading off the ticket, allowed an unlicensed juvenile to operate a motor vehicle. That doesn't, come on in here.
Sure, I'll be right there.
Explain. Let me explain. Come on.
Thank you.
I'm only explaining, even a violation of the parental responsibility law. If I go out with my wife and I have a 15-year-old and she grabs the keys and takes the car without my permission.
Well, I didn't hear the explanation, Judge.
Well, here's what she's saying. Here's what she's saying. She didn't know that he was going to drive the car. She'd never allowed him to drive it before. She didn't give him permission to drive it that day. He took the keys and started to drive. Now, like I just was trying to explain to her, as you know, and as Mr. Granada knows, some people want to come up here and tell me they were, choir boy, and they didn't do anything wrong. And then it turns out maybe they did. So I don't know if this is one of those cases or not. I'm just trying to explain to her, I cannot take a plea to a guilty, to a crime where somebody's kid takes keys, if he did that, underline it, bold it, put it in big letters, without their permission and decided to drive the car. Now, I know what would have happened, and I explained that to if I had ever done that. Okay? So, I mean, I'm just telling you, that wouldn't have been something I even thought about, let alone dreamed about. But what, 15. I mean, I'm just saying, if my wife and I have a 15-year-old, we leave the house and he takes the keys without any knowledge or permission of us, no court in the land should convict us of anything. No court in the land should convict us of anything.
Your Honor, if I could have like 5
Yeah, I know. I can tell that things are toning down here based on our conversation. I have a feeling. And, that's something that you're going to get to deal with. I can tell things are toned down. Sometimes people, as you know, they're not experienced. They come in, they're going to tell the judge whatever they want. And I'm not saying you're doing this, but I have to do a job here, and I'm going to do it. So you guys go talk, figure it out. If you want to go to trial, we will. If you want to look at it again and say, maybe they shouldn't have issued a citation, that's fine. You can do whatever you want to do. I'm just telling you, I can't take a plea based on the words that come out of her mouth.
All right, thank you.
Okay? Thanks.
I'll make it, Mr. Keeley. I do have one other case, if you could.
Which one's that? Kennard?
Webb, it's a sentence, for Mr. The dog bite.
Yeah. Andrew Webb. Do we have those parties out there at 10, by the way?
Yes, Judge.
Would you ask them, tell them I got to do one sentencing and I will be right with them and give them my apology. Andrew Joseph Ellis Webb, 26B 824-020A. All right. Name?
Andrew Webb. Peter Granada, P7141, my DC counsel for Mr. Webb.
So they're not going to seek restitution. I just want to make sure that we do not have a Danielle Stetzinger here. Where is the dog now? So just for the record, he pled no contest, possibility of civil litigation under section 771.1. What kind of dog is this again?
American Bulldog.
Where's the dog now?
He's still at my residence.
Nobody showed on this, right, Lisa or Heather?
Not on Zoom, Judge.
All right.
Talk to probation. They made contact with the alleged victim, and they are not interested in.
I want to make sure this doesn't happen again. I didn't like these looks of these photographs. It's a dangerous dog you got.
Very large.
Well, I mean, you got an obligation to keep the dog in the house. I mean, it's nice that people want dogs. I like dogs. That's great. But we got to control the dogs. This could have been a lot worse.
I explained that to Mr. Webb. He understands that the law is very strict when it comes to control of that animal. Again, it's going to throw himself on the mercy of the court as far as regarding sentencing. I would like to speak to a little bit about Mr.
You know, if this happens again, sir, they're gonna ask me to destroy that dog. You understand what I'm telling you? And I mean, did you see the pictures?
Yes.
I mean, they're not pretty. Black and white are okay to look at, not the color.
Well, at least some of those injuries may have been caused by his claws as opposed to the bite.
I don't care how it happened. Go ahead, tell me what you want to say.
Judge, Mr. Webb is currently, he's in the concrete business. He does independent contracting right now. He does work mostly for a concrete company, local company. He's laid off from that right now. There's a new project coming up, but right now he's having some financial hardship. He's single. He's got 3 children that he's financially responsible for. He's a high school graduate from Taylor Truman, and we would ask the court to consider that and pass a sentence. I believe he has the ability to pay some today, but depending on the amount of fines and costs that he might be allowed to be put on payment plan.
You have a dog, you have fenced in yard?
Yeah.
So I want you to understand, what else do you want to say? Anything else, Mr. Bernardo?
No.
How old are your children, sir?
11, now 12.
Well, I worry about them.
It's wonderful. Children. He loves her a lot.
Well, that's good, but I want to make sure that you understand one of the orders I'm going to give, but I'm going to expect full compliance with. I don't want to threaten you. I worry about these kinds of things. People get hurt. You see enough on TV, people get mauled to death. I'm not saying your dog would do that, but this was bad enough. 12 months probation. I'll take it under 771.1. You cannot leave the state. How'd the dog get out, by the way?
Jump fence, I think. I don't know.
Well, that isn't good.
The neighbor's dog, they all play together on.
Look here.
Is it?
Listen to me. Listen to me. I don't care what you got to do. If you got to have the dog on a leash while in the backyard, tied to a tree, that scares the devil out of me. So it's up to you to fix that. So your dog is to remain in a fenced-in yard where he's incapable of getting out of the yard without an adult allowing him, unlocking fences, etc., opening fences, etc., or in your home, or on a leash, accompanied by you and equipped with a muzzle. So that dog gets out of there, I'm telling you, I'm not going to be nice. So 12 months probation, you cannot leave the state, cannot violate a law. If you change your address, place of employment, or home telephone number, you must notify probation. You have to report as directed your dogs to remain in the fenced-in yard, your home, or on a leash accompanied by the owner and equipped with a muzzle. Equipped with a muzzle. Restitution, if any, per the everything, all indications here, is to be handled through civil litigation. I hope you're going to take me serious because I get it, but I don't get it. You got to make sure that dog stays in there. Restitution to be handled through civil litigation. Fines 100, costs 175, victims' rights $50 justice assessment. Probation fees are $240 for a total of $565. I'll give you a review hearing date. If you're compliant at the end of the year, case will be dismissed on motion to prosecute. What do you have, Lisa? Or Heather?
This will be, let me take a look here, Judge, because this looks like a Brownstown case.
Yeah.
So it'll be June 23rd, I believe, but let me double check that 27. Yeah, June 23rd.
At 8:30. Now, how much of this can you pay today?
It's 500 a month.
65.
300.
300 now, and I'll just give you till July the 20th to pay the rest. Can you do that? And if you need more time,
I could pay the whole thing today. I actually have it in my truck.
okay, okay. You'll pay that, you'll meet with probation. I don't usually do this. I almost ordered community service on this one. Make sure that dog stays there. Thank you. Stephen Kennard, I need everybody here to, I'm sorry, I'm going to conduct a settlement conference. We're going to go off Zoom, John, right now. And I am going to conduct a settlement conference. I'm going to ask everybody to leave the courtroom. This is unrelated to any court procedure. Leave the building. Okay, I'm going to get off. If Mr. Barton or anybody else comes in. let me
Mr. Martin, I believe, is that who you're looking for, Judge? He's in person. I believe he waived attorney.
I leave when I was talking to the lawyers about the case and I don't know where he is. I called Will to ask him to send everybody back in. That was a few minutes ago and I haven't seen anybody
Oh,
walk
no,
back
came
in.
back in.
So. You don't see Mr. Martin out in the hallway anywhere, do you, Heather?
I'm double
If-
checking right now, Judge.
Hi. Hey, Vince. Whoever has a case in front of me, I had to have them leave because I was conducting a settlement conference from right here. There's a Brian Martin and Brian Martin, somebody with Mason Gates, but Mason Gates isn't here yet, an elderly couple and their daughter. If you want to send them in, I can't really handle theirs till Gate. Okay, great. Thanks, Vince. All right. Brian Martin, wrong record, right? Brian Scott Martin, 26F246469. Sorry about that. I was conducting a little settlement conference and your name?
Brian Scott Martin.
All right, so you met with the prosecutor, you're going to plead guilty to allowing an unlicensed driver to drive, true? And then they say you're going to get your license back Wednesday. And they're going to dismiss the drive while unlicensed, true?
Yes.
All right, just keep your voice up. Why don't you turn that podium toward me? And keep your voice up nice and loud. If you plead guilty here, the possible penalties are up to 500 fines, 90 days jail, costs are all those. It won't be reported to the Secretary of State. It's 0 points. Do you understand that?
Yes,
You agree to that?
Yes.
Did you sign, read, and understand the advice of rights? You plead guilty, you'll be giving up all those rights, and we are not going to have a trial. Do you understand that? I know you waived it before, but I'll still remind you, you have the right to a lawyer. If you want one, I'll give you one. At public expense. Do you want a lawyer? To the charge of allowing an unlicensed driver to drive, how do you plead? On June the 11th of 26, were you in control of a 2007 motor vehicle that was being operated on Gibraltar near Baker and Flat Rock?
Yes, sir.
And you allowed somebody to drive that was unlicensed?
Yes.
And that was you?
Yes.
And are you on probation or parole? Anybody in the world force you to plead guilty?
No.
Plead accepted. The driver unlicensed is dismissed. Anything you'd like to say? How's your record? You gotta make sure you get a license. Okay?
Yeah.
All right, 100 fines, 110 costs, 75 victims' rights, $50 justice assessment, 335 or 60 days. You go down the hall and pay that and you're all set. And you have that with you, right?
I have 3 will be.
Okay, so you need time on the other 35?
So tomorrow.
Yeah, pay 300 today and I'll just give you until Monday I'll just give you till the 29th on the rest. How's that?
Thank you.
All right, have a good day. Good luck. Folks, we're waiting for your lawyer, I think. So my apologies. I just had a little conference here. And when he gets here, I'll take care of it. What's your name?
Nathaniel Hayes.
What are you here for?
Prosecutor review out of Trenton. I told him about the Trenton prosecutor. Haven't got filed yet.
Okay.
Just said anybody, I've been waiting out there since 8:30.
You checked in with the Trent prosecutor like I told you.
I wrote on the thing, I knocked on the door a couple times.
Jesus.
Sitting there waiting the whole time.
Wait a minute. Where is the Trenton prosecutor, John?
Yeah, it seemed
They
like.
said he was here at the front desk. Step outside and get my vacation.
Take him over to 236, the conference room 1, will you please? Think it for a second. Stephen James Kennard, 26I-707-676. Mr. Kennard, your name?
Stephen James Kennard.
Ms. White?
Yes, good morning, Your Honor. May I please this honorable court, Cena Colbert White, appearing on behalf of Mr. Kennard, who appears via Zoom, Judge.
Ms. Holloway,
Morning, Your Honor, Nora Alloway on behalf of the people, PA 6528.
I'm just going to treat this like a final pretrial at this point. Is there any resolution?
No, Your Honor. I did give the plea offer to Ms. White, and I know she's already discussed it with her client, but there won't be a resolution at this time, so we're ready to proceed to trial.
As are we, Your Honor.
What are you doing today, Ms. Holloway? Can we talk again at 1?
Judge, I can make myself available at 1. I don't think my exam is going, but in any event, I can still sign on even if I'm at the table.
Do a wedding that will take me 10 minutes at 1 o'clock. Why don't we meet at 1:15? Your client should be available. We'll put them in the breakout room. Nobody else will be here. I won't have to be throwing people out of the court, and we'll have a meaningful discussion. So I'm going to ask you to log in at 1:15 and I'll be ready to go. Okay?
Absolutely. Will do, Your Honor. We appreciate the court. Thank you.
Thank you.
I do have a doctor's appointment at 1:45, just for full disclosure, but I'll be ready on Zoom.
Are you, how far is your doctor from your office?
I'm just gonna head there on my lunch. It's not gonna be a long appointment, but I think we'll be fine.
Got it. Okay. We'll meet at 1:15 sharp. Okay?
Okay, thank you, Judge.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Uh-huh.
Thank you.
All right. People against? Nathaniel David Hayes? Oh, geez. It's just non-compliant. Your name?
Nathaniel Hayes.
Yeah, I adjourned this because you had an operating while impaired and it says you were convicted. I'll give you a lawyer, but I cannot dismiss this case. You didn't comply. The most important thing was not to violate a law. I took it under section 771.1. Want a lawyer? I'll give you a lawyer. But I'm not dismissing a case if somebody's convicted of operating while impaired. Do you want a lawyer? I'll be glad to give you one.
Sure. The last time I was here, Your Honor, you postponed it till today to see what the judge there in Wyandotte would say. She dropped it down to operating while visual.
You were convicted of operating while impaired. I cannot possibly dismiss this case. You're not compliant. Colin Trenton, what happened on this, Mr. Hayes? Was the prosecutor, what happened? Did you knock on the door?
Yeah, I knocked on the door twice. I even asked the people at the counter if he was even here. They said yes. He said the wheels were just like this slow. So
I didn't even have a docket with him today, did I? Was he with?
no, that's what Judge Huss.
All right. Let me call him. I'll give you a lawyer. The original charge here was illegal transportation of a firearm. And so I just cannot dismiss it if you were convicted of operating while impaired. You want me to give you a lawyer?
The prosecutor's coming.
Well, you should, wait a minute, don't tell me under your breath you don't know what's going on. I told you what was going on. I told you I was adjourning the case pending the outcome of the Wyandotte case. Now, if you want to act sanctimonious like you got out of that because you were only convicted of impaired as opposed to OWI, I'm sorry. That's not true. Your name?
Anthony Bloody.
He was convicted of operating while visibly impaired. So I cannot dismiss this case.
Which one is this, Your Honor?
Nathaniel Hayes. But the bigger issue is he said he was knocking on the door. I want to make sure we're doing what we need to do in here internally. Was his name on there?
I don't know if his name and that you're not to door.
Did he sign in the sign-up sheet? What time?
He told me to.
What time?
He checked that early this morning.
Was that did you have a big docket in front of you?
It's still going here.
Okay. Well, I'll give you a lawyer. I'll enter a conviction. I'll give you a lawyer for sentencing if you want, and we'll go from there. But I cannot in good conscience, when somebody's convicted of operating while impaired, dismiss under 771 on the basis that they were compliant of the terms of probation. So I'll tell you what I'm going to do is, and there's nothing to worry about here. I can't imagine me sending you to jail or anything like that. But I want to get you a lawyer. It's getting later in the morning, and I'll set this on my next Trenton day. Lisa or Heather, just give him a date when he comes down there and make sure he's got a lawyer ready for him. Okay.
Okay, Judge.
Thank you. You can go down the hall to give you a paper notice. Good luck. So I'm waiting on Mason Gay. We're waiting on Monsieur.
Yeah, because custody of what we still working on.
And I say we have one out in Zoom. I'm waiting. Tony Carmen is taking care of this one, so we're waiting on him to get on to meet with him for Riper.
So I got one with Woodhaven that Graziani sent. I got a Van Riper case, did you say, with Carmen?
That's correct.
What kind of case is that?
That one is a false info to a police officer, I believe.
I don't know who's doing what today. Who's my lawyer? Mr. Granada?
Granada is Tony Carmen was with Van Riper before, so he was just sticking with that one.
I just heard something was changed.
Tony Carmen, come grab that.
All right, so we got, he's the overflow. Granada, Graziani is the arraignment. Carmen. So who had my Flat Rock docket today?
Answer your question, no.
No, Mason is here. Give him about 2 minutes. He's walking.
Do you know who my Flat Rock docket lawyer was?
It was Mr. Granada. That's your
Granada
house counsel. We have no overflow today. Overflow didn't show up. So we have Granada at house, we have Graziani for rain.
Okay. All right, well. Is he ready on his? Do you know his other?
No, give him 1 minute or two.
Okay, is that on this young lady?
Yes.
Am I gonna need you to come in? Perfect. Thank you. I'm gonna do this one. At round 15. The good news is she's at least got the jury instructions. But still, I'm gonna do my best. Here, will you hold that and then let me forget? We do it right after the wedding. Are you Ms. Russell?
Yes, I am.
As soon as your lawyer comes in, I'll call this, okay?
This was the one that we adjourned, parental responsibility case.
Do we have the file? What is happening to everything? 60 days. How much?
Just adjourn for 60 days, make sure there's no other incidents, and then he'll dismiss.
I just work here. People against Rebecca Montez. Rebecca Ann Montez, 26F246402. Everybody's name?
Good morning, Your Honor. Peter Granada, P78413, MIDC counsel for Ms.
Your name? Give me a date in the middle of August, will you, Heather? Or
For
Lisa?
Montez.
Yeah.
It's August. For Montez Judge, we could do. Let me see when we have Flat Rock then. Yeah, that we could either do the 6th or the 20th for Flat Rock in August.
It's 20th at 8:30. If not resolved, they're gonna set it for trial, okay?
Okay,
That's what we'll do. So August the 20th. We'll see you back here, ma'am. You can go down the hall and get your notice. Good luck.
Thank you, Judge.
Where's Mr. Gaith at now? All right, what I'm gonna do is. If he wants to call you, I don't have a problem.
I'm okay. He said he's only gonna be a couple minutes.
What's your name, sir? back there?
I just hand, John just handed you the folder.
Oh, okay, she's, Sadie's got it, I think. Let's do adjourn granted.
You did the next file.
All right,
I haven't done it yet. I have.
Gibbons Bressler. Joseph Nicholas Bressler, 23F 239 277 A and B.
Good morning, Your Honor. Peter Renata, 78413, MIDC counsel for Mr. Buffy.
Your name, sir?
Joseph.
So he's going to go ahead and plead guilty to driving on a suspended. Prosecutor's then going to move to dismiss the improper plate. True?
That's your.
Is that what you want to do, sir?
Yeah.
If you plead that driving on a suspended, the possible penalties are up to 500 fines, 93 days jail, costs are all those 2 points. I would then go ahead and dismiss, once I accept that plea, the improper plate on motion of the prosecutor. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
Is that what you want to do?
Yes, sir.
Did you sign, read, and understand the advice or rights form?
I did.
This one goes back to May.
I gotta have these guys sign these advice or rights form. They're not signing these. Hang on a second. You gotta have them sign these.
Sorry.
There's a difference between the arraignment and pretrial. When it's an arraignment, they're given a form when they come in. If it's a pretrial only, then they have to sign the advice or rights when they come back. Do you understand all your rights, Mr. Bressler?
I do.
Did you read those? I'm gonna cover them with you.
Yes.
You're presumed innocent. Do you understand them?
Yes, sir.
They have to prove you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. You have the right to a trial. You have the constitutional right to a jury trial. At a jury trial, you have the right to question their witnesses, to bring in your own, to use the subpoena powers of the court to bring in those witnesses, and to testify or remain silent. If you remain silent, nobody's gonna hold that against you, not me, not the jury, not anyone. You understand that?
Yes.
And you understand you plead guilty, you're giving up all those rights. You're waiving your right to a trial. You're waiving the presumption of innocence. You're waiving the requirement that they prove you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. Do you understand that? You still wish to plead guilty to driving on a suspended with
Yes,
the,
sir.
do you?
I do.
To charge driving on a suspended license, how do you plead?
Guilty.
Were you operating a motor vehicle on January the 24th of 23 in the city of Flat Rock, County of Wayne, on Gateway Boulevard at 9:06 p.m. on January 24, 23?
Yes,
And was your license suspended?
it was.
Are you on probation or parole?
No, sir.
Anybody force you to plead guilty?
No.
Please accept it. Improper plates dismissed. What do you have to say? Still got 3 warrants out. You got one out of the 36th, another out of the 36th, and another out of the 36th. Got to show up and take care of these.
I know, sir.
Where do you work at?
I'm a general contractor.
What do you have to say, Mr. Granada?
Oh, Your Honor, I've had a lot of time to get to know Mr. Bressler. He's one of the hardest working clients that I've ever represented. He's basically got his own business, which is thriving. Even though he's had some driver's license issues, he's been able to get around using his employees' vehicles or his employees driving his vehicles. In any case, he's managed to get past that handicap for several years. It's unfortunate that that this happened, but I believe that he deserves some consideration regarding. He's a hardworking guy, works in the communities.
He's been driving around without a license for 3 years.
Your Honor, he
Probably just didn't get caught. But I'm gonna assume he only drove once.
He's been getting around mostly through the way he's driving around and family and friends.
I can use it.
I can't.
I'm a general contractor. I live in Utah. I do work throughout the whole state, really. And since this happened, I've been really trying to get my license back. That's why this has been put back. So I know the effects of this here is just really going to stop all this. And I did drive that night, and at you wasn't the only time. I probably drove about 3 times total before I knew they was suspended and all that. And since then, I employ my stepfather to drive me every day, and I got 2 other employees that drive. I drive company vehicles, and I employ 20 to 50 other guys. And this is
Good for you. Will you hire me?
I'll just talk about it.
Will you hire me? I'm just kidding. I wouldn't be any good in contractor work. I'm just kidding you.
My point would not to hold up the.
All right, good enough, good enough. You come across sincere, because I don't like people not showing up for 3 years, but
And I wasn't aware I would been here. I didn't get arrested, pulled over on the road, taken off. So I do apologize and take responsibility for that as well.
all right. 100 fines, 100 costs, 75, I'm sorry, 200 costs, 75 victims' rights, $50 justice assessment, 4.25 or 93 days. You have a bond, $400. It's a $400 cash bond, wasn't it?
It was a 10%, Judge, I believe.
I gotta go back and look at that rule again.
So you paid the bond up.
Yeah, it was like $600.
Is that what you're showing, $600 and some dollars to bond out?
Well, let me see. Yeah, I paid 2,000 10% and 4,000 10%. So give them back the money. We're gonna apply $400 from your bond, another 25 from the other bond, and you'll walk out of here. They're gonna have to write you a check, but they'll reimburse you. Okay? Good
Judge,
luck.
are we leaving, I'm sorry, are we leaving the 10%?
Yeah, we're not gonna take the 10%. I don't think
Okay.
I can under those circumstances,
Okay.
but I just need them to change a few more rules, that's all. Thanks, good luck.
Thanks.
Thank you, sir. People against Amber Elizabeth Russell, 26B102516. All right, Mr. Gate, come on.
Good morning, President Gabriel Graham, Ms. Russell. Ms. Russell, speaker from the main. So,
Amber Elizabeth Russell.
Slow down.
Just go down there.
Charges failure to refrain from consuming alcohol or drugs, testing positive for alprazolam Xanax at the test of May the 11th of 26. How's she going to proceed?
I would ask for one final adjournment on this matter. Ms.
What?
Russell has been in and out of the hospital for the last couple of weeks. So we haven't actually had a chance to sit down and come up with a plan moving forward with regards to this Russell.
Well,
I just like to laugh at the way, like.
I would ask for just a short adjournment.
okay. I mean, I did give you 2 weeks last
I
time.
understand.
It's fine.
I appreciate that. She's been in and out of the hospital. for the last-
Okay, good enough, good enough. You filed your appearance. Let's just do this. Does she at least stand mute, wait formal reading for purposes of arraignment?
Yeah.
I'll arraign her. I'll enter a not guilty plea. She waives reading. We're gonna set it for a hearing, probation violation hearing. How much time do you want, Heather? Or what do you want to do? You another week, good?
What was the next time I?
I don't know. Heather,
Do
you
you
want to
want
just,
that a day next time he's here?
you do it whenever you want. I'm gonna send him down and you figure out a date and give it to
Okay.
her to Mr. Gates. Okay? Thank you. Thanks. Thanks. So I've got Mr. Graziani, Mr. Carmen.
Hold on, up to that.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. See,
Yeah.
so we'll get that way started. And you don't even have to be in here when I'm having the settlement conference. We'll figure out a way to resolve that. Go off the record, John, or off Zoom.
What started as a routine probation violation hearing quickly turned into a frustrating lesson about second chances, broken promises, and the consequences of ignoring a judge's orders. The defendant appeared before the court after already receiving a major break in a previous case. Originally charged with assault, the charge had been reduced and taken under a special deferred status program. The court had given her probation and a clear opportunity to keep a conviction off her record. In exchange, she was expected to follow several conditions. One of those conditions required her to complete anger management classes. Another prohibited any direct or indirect contact with a specific individual. Most importantly, she was expected to stay out of trouble and obey the law while on probation. unfortunately, that did not happen. According to court records, the defendant failed to complete the required anger management program. Prosecutors also alleged that she violated the no contact order and later committed a new crime involving malicious destruction of property. During the hearing, the judge carefully reviewed each allegation. When asked directly, the defendant admitted that she had failed to complete the anger management requirement, admitted that she had contact with the protected individual, and admitted that she had been convicted in the property damage case while still on probation. At that point, the judge's concern became obvious. Defense counsel argued that the situation was complicated because the defendant and her former partner lived in the same apartment complex and shared responsibilities involving their children. The attorney explained that communication sometimes occurred through family members and that the defendant was dealing with significant personal challenges, including caring for a child with special needs. Counsel asked the court to give her another opportunity to finish the anger management program and remain on the deferred status. But the judge wasn't convinced. He pointed out that she had been given approximately 10 months to complete the program and still failed to do so. Even more troubling,
What started as a routine status conference quickly turned into one of the most emotional moments seen in this courtroom. The case involved Shane Cook, who appeared before the court with his attorney for what was expected to be a simple update hearing. The parties were discussing whether additional time was needed before reaching a final resolution in the case. At first, everything seemed routine. Defense counsel explained that his client still had several requirements to complete before the case could move forward and requested an additional 60 days. But then the attorney revealed something that immediately changed the atmosphere in the courtroom. According to the attorney, Mr. Cook had recently suffered a devastating personal loss. His wife had passed away unexpectedly since the last court appearance. The news caught the judge completely off guard. Wanting to understand what had happened, the judge gently asked about the circumstances. When he learned that the loss was sudden and tragic, the court